Hello and welcome. We're starting up effectively the second attempt at our Fist militia-led spoiled democracy run in Shadow Empire. We worked out that at least on that old planet, that was not gonna work for the RP that we're trying to do here. So we're gonna start up a new game. I think we're gonna continue being large, supersized. I think we're gonna continue on Borealis. Again, basic settings here, which is spread out. I don't think spread out necessarily is what bit us in the end. Although I think in the past I would usually do severe violence. That might have actually helped us a little bit more because it would have made the AI regimes that the other majors were facing more unwilling to negotiate. But we're going to leave it on the settings. I'm not going to change too much here. Detailed planet generation, fog of war complete because I'm not going to look around. There's only me. City site start. We are trying to do a militia led run, so I need to not have a professional army, so we're militia only. We're going to limit the other majors to the same thing. Regular politics difficulty. We're going to leave the story modules on. Tech 3 start with Air Forces, Advanced Politics, which is the Republica DLC effectively. Development speed is going to be on slow. We're going to start with only the Supreme Command Council. I'm going to try to keep too hard to difficulty here. If I fail a third time, we'll go back down to regular, because apparently Republica might be harder than the previous, might be a harder patch, supposedly, to run higher difficulties on. Especially with the Republica stuff involved. We want a reasonably warm planet. 30 is probably a little cold. Above 20. Yeah, that'll work. Don't want it too warm, but don't want it too cold. Anyway, at that temperature, we are actually getting a sort of temperate tropic area on the planet. We do want some terrain. We don't want it to be perfectly plains. There we go. Maybe a little mountainous, but we'll work with that. Toxic atmosphere, because there's no oxygen. In fact, there is hydrogen and CO2 and sort of toxic levels in the atmosphere. And some ammonia for corrosion of your lungs. Yeah. Rain pH 7.2. Because the rain's decent, but the water otherwise is pretty bad. It's not much rain, though. We're going to try to high roll the population here. We'd like something up in the billions. We got some ruins to play with. Yeah, we'll take 1 billion. Could probably roll higher, but 1 billion will work. I mean, 4 million people. So this is actually a fairly large post-apocalypse planet. 4 million people in it. And that's what we're going to roll with for attempt number 2. Pen Area C. So, presumably the third planet in the system. We'll accept cutting the moon's line, but we're not being lord because we're doing a democracy. We are a president. Hopefully I spelled that right. Sure, that's what we're going to use. History of our people. We are doing a democracy. I'm going to do enforcement. Actually, I'm not going to do enforcement. I'm going to do commerce here. I think enforcement's probably better than commerce if we can get the political power going. No, I still want to do enforcement. We're going to do enforcement. But yeah, the commerce, if you can get the political power... Well, if you're having more trouble with the political power, getting the private economy going better is probably a better way to go. Whereas enforcement, you need more political power for the bureaucracy one. And you need the internal council whereas commerce only needs the Eco Council. Here, Heart, Mind, Fist, we are doing a Fist-Milita led run, so we're doing Fist. And then we're trying to do Spoiled Democracy, so we do Democracy. Keep that nice and simple. Cunning, Moon's Land. We are on round 1 with 4 decisions. The previous president is now buried, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's now up to us to lead the land to victory. Ascension speech. The people will take the points towards democracy. We still want to look at the neighbors before we make that choice. Still probably want to look at the neighbors before we make that choice. Demands an oath of peace. Yeah. So one of our neighbors is wanting to do diplomacy with us. I think it was Greyshire. I think that was north. Yeah, Greyshire demands an oath of peace. So before we agree to the oath of peace, because I'm agreeing to the oath of peace. Let's get the hexes we want off of them, which is those hexes.
Roger that.
And we have peace with the northern neighbors. Minor culture, minor culture, minor culture. So this is one that just screams either not going militia and just flat out dumping all your effort into rapidly rising troops to take over the neighbors, or this screams Foreign Affairs Council to me. So we're in Foreign Affairs Council. You want to go big town? Yeah, I'm gonna go big town.
Sir, yes, sir.
What do we have for our council? Because we're going to need a Foreign Affairs Counselor fairly early on. Because we just made the thing, right? So, technical skills, stats, charisma. The governor has the best charisma. The reserve pool guy's got 33. We'll see who gets proposed. If we get the governor to become the Foreign Affairs Counselor, we take him. The reserve pool will probably work for our requirements. So we got a rough collection of territory around us. It's not maybe the quite the perfect 3x3 surround, but it's a good enough start. And to be fair, if we've got this many miners next to us, I dread to imagine what the neighbors have, what the majors have. Round 2. Suffer no losses, nor any kills. We've got 5 decisions. Adventurers discover special location. I go 50-50 here because we're going to be doing diplomacy real fast.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the reserve pool? It's not proposing anyone else. Bit of a shame that you don't have better starting charisma, or better starting charisma skills. I don't really have the political power to take the governor, who would be the best person in the short run. In the long run, we probably want her to be the governor anyway, so it's
Understood.
fine.
Understood.
When we have a diplomat decision, you demand regular relations. Northeast demands regular relations. Okay. Just gonna accept that.
Understood.
That's 1746. Straight down is apparently the same, not aligned the whole way. That's... If we can succeed under negotiations, that's not too far. I'm gonna agree, yes.
Understood.
Minor. Humanitarian aid, we're just going to find more credits than we've got. Hopefully we get better pulls going forward. Okay, cycle the turn. For the laws we want to get off, I need... For the first law I want to get off, more importantly. Yeah, probably want to start with militia benefits. Which is, of the 4 that we currently have, it's actually the hardest one to get off. I'm probably going to need at least 20 political power hanging around. In addition to the proposal cost. Round 3, we got 1 decision. You got a unification. That's definitely not the card I want.
Yes, sir.
Cannon fodder number 1, also known as Watson Bulkhead. What are you? 5th. The 5th. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get those perks deployed. Sensor specialist for a little bit better recon. And stealing stuff is always nice. Round 4, we have 1 decision. Offer protection. That's not what we want. We can work with that, but that's offer. Recruiting our troops. Lost mark. What? Oh, Mossmark is my capital. Cunning's Moonland is not ruled by Cunning's Moonland. Okay, so Raiders in Arzlu land. So that's the east. So these guys are Raiders. We're going to take an opinion hit with them, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if there's one of them we end up fighting. Offer protection. Of the 3... No... Well, no for now. That's not beyond the pale. Yeah, that's not beyond the pale. I probably just lost the hex. Hooked up the supply, but I don't think that's going to be enough yet. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether or not we fill the demand. Comes down to how the AI moves on their turn. Also depends on how the game checks. Do I need to hold it on the 4th round, or do I need to hold it until 4 rounds? So if I can take it back, and that counts, then we're good. Yeah, we failed the hookup attempt anyway, because we've had our own supply lines cut. 2 decisions, round 5. Virtue effect, okay. East declared on us. Did we fill the demand? No. Okay, so I just gotta have it on the turn. I'm just gonna let this one pass.
Sir, yes, sir.
We have the credits, we should do that. Or can generate the credits, we should do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Understood.
There we go. So that's going to make the offer protection easier for them to maximum opinion. Cool. And I have the stuff. So let's go do our first militia law, and we want to work with the benefits, which is the hardest one of the 3.
Yes, sir.
A little annoyed we weren't able to take our last road hex there, because that's the one I need to extend to get down to these guys. These guys are going to continue to starve, which is bad, but it is what it is. Oh, the guys in the west are being annoying. Wow, I might get my ass handed to me by the miners. Killed 400 infantry at the cost of 600 infantry, 10 guns, 30 motorized, and 10 tanks. It's round 6, we have 1 decision. So we need influence to get this to pass. We will go for the influence.
Yes, sir.
And it passed. There we go. So that's going to double our militia, which apparently we desperately need at this point. And yeah, I'm going to have to give up on the... If they come back to cut the supply line, they cut the supply line. And yeah, at this point, we raise the brigade. Independent light of... Oops, not light infantry. HQ, infantry, raise. Again, we're going to have to counterattack on the next turn. Did I get good cards? We've got offer protection. That's not going to work against them. Without better diplomacy and a shadow diplomat, that's not going to work. We don't have a shadow diplomat right now, we only have a shadow spy. And I can't afford the offer from Merc. Okay. Well, this game is figuring out how to make this a harsh opening here. It's all fun games until the Raiders attacked. Round 7, we killed 100 infantry for the cost of 100 infantry. We have 2 decisions. What do these raiders have for base stats? Oh, these raiders have got sentinels and energy lances and stuff. Oh, the scavengers. Apparently the raider decisions go for the scavengers as well. Because of course they do.
Roger that. Yes.
Enough for protection, which of course these guys aren't going to be interested in. No, their difficulty's gone up, probably because they care about modified aggression, other factors. Don't know what the other factors are. Something's coming into this calculation that's just made it worse. Okay. Well, if everything goes according to plan, we'll at least maintain the demand. That goes off next turn. These guys are going to starve to death, but demand will be maintained. Yeah, this is partially because of the Sentinels here. This is outrageous to be attacked by. Oof. And these are scavengers. So they're showing up all the cool things you can get out of ruins, presumably because they've got one. Technically, these guys can be negotiated with as well, although apparently we rolled real bad on the passive diplomacy rolls. So I'm going to get a proposed peace. I could technically propose peace with them, even in a state of war, although it's going to be hard. And one could question the capabilities of our current diplomat. If the diplomat is, they got us into a state of war when we weren't trying. We killed 100 infantry and 10 walkers, the cost of 100 infantry, 10 guns, 40 motorized. We have 5 decisions awaiting us. We promised to hold it, we kept our promise. The people who are holding it have basically starved to death, but they held it. We're not doing mind.
Yes,
Take
sir.
a little bit of a rest.
Yes, sir.
But we're going fast, so
Roger that.
don't reduce populism.
Yes,
Equal
sir.
council, because if we get things under control, we're going to want economy. If we don't get things under control, we're going to lose, so that's a different problem. See who has an emergency help corporation. I don't need more danger. Got enough danger as is. Pose peace. So proposed peace with you is 256. Proposed peace with you is 102. I think I know which one of those two we're going to try first.
Roger that.
Yep, let's propose. Let's do the roll.
Understood.
Critical failed, made them angrier. Great job, Foreign Affairs to Counselor. Great job. If I had a diplomat, that is a diplomat, we might be able to roll that. You still have your robots. You still have your robots. I think they've lost a couple of robots in their attacks. And you've got enough fancy tools on your disposal, but that you're not going to work. Okay. Okay, so militancy should be stable. The militia should be growing. We're going to need a lot of militia to fix this situation. Because getting pretty much everything to attack the single hex is not one-to-one. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get real lucky with the diplomacy here. And I need to wait for the law cooldown before I propose the next one. Oh, this is going to be way too expensive. Right, we're looking at 76 right now. That's probably the one we do, is regular force limitations to double militia size again. We killed 4 infantry at the cost of 200, so a decent exchange. Round 9, we have 4 decisions. No, I'm not using... Oh, well, I don't have a connection there, so that doesn't matter. But it's like, oh, I can try to get the road out to this guy to try to save him. Nah, it's too late. I just have to accept it's too late. It's not happening. Militia parade. I'm gonna find the money for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Policy speech. Security of the zone. Industry at 2. What's industry currently at? 1. Okay, so getting lucky and getting light industry to improve would not be too bad. We'll gamble on that.
Yes, sir.
I can always build industry if I'm trying. Director Council. We got a Cap 1 who's terrible, who we don't want to give the job to. Let's be fair. We don't want to give him the job. We haven't discovered any text yet. So for the moment, click, research down.
Yes, sir.
Give me a check.
Roger that.
Yeah, that's better for the job.
Roger that.
I gotta propose peace. Possible there, not possible there. Roll there.
Understood.
Okay, so we got peace with the West. Uncomfortable peace with the West, because of where the positioning is, but peace with the West. Oops. I meant to put one of them there. I misclicked at the last moment. That's almost... that's probably good enough odds we take that attack.
Going in. Mission successful.
Okay, so we got one hostile border, one non-aligned border, and we always secure the other borders. We can check how difficult it is going to be to... well, we can kind of guess because we have 172 with you, 259 with you, not possible with you yet. Guardians, confeds, okay. So we can make them happy enough, possibly. Especially if we get the diplomacy up. So, leaders, we're definitely fishing for a Shadow Diplomat. We're having to attack with infantry, so that's not great. Okay, we'll see if I get punished for the misclick there. The second one was supposed to deploy on that hex to secure their border. Yeah, no one can get to that hex. So yeah, if we succeed with our diplomacy, we're going to end up with basically 4 friends that we can integrate. We've got 3 of them at peace. So while our borders look like a terrible set of borders, frankly, they are a terrible set of borders. So we get into a situation where one of them gets declared war on by another major before we can negotiate protectorships. These are unacceptable borders. Round 10, we have 1 decision. We're gonna take a little bit of a rest.
Sorry.
Still got that offer protection. 220, 172. And if we got that Shadow Diplomat, we're in usable range. No Shadow Diplomat yet. Archaeological effort, main zone. Okay, so we know the ruins to the north are frankly boring. The other guy down here is finally starved to death, so I'm gonna stop futzing with him, because, well, he's not there to futz with anymore.
Yes, sir.
30 creds. Leaders didn't pay very much. And yeah, that's, well, that's not achievable at the moment. We're gonna max out at 163. Shadow Diplomat, that would be in a doable range, although probably riskier than we'd really want. What I need is more offer pieces, even if it's just to throw offer pieces at these guys to train up the Diplomat. Yeah, we need Diplomacy, Oration, or Oratory to go up. This guy can roll better. I think we're good where we are for the moment. Well, we're not good, but we are where we are. waiting for the law to get cheaper. Round 11. We suffer no losses nor having kills. We have 1 decision. Patriot Law. Sacrifice is obligatory. So if supporting... So if it says if, it's so is, presumably, supporting the sacrifice. Law will make sure the nation can support a higher casualty rate. We're going to lean back and just let it happen. I don't care one way or the other there. Possible militia. All of them are kind of leaning towards very doable. We're going to do regular forces limitation. All the vote, 52 is close enough, yeah.
Going in. Mission accomplished.
Because I know I'm going to want to road up into the ruins here. I'm not going to bother to bridge the river, although that would definitely help these guys with their supply. No. Selling. It's just still reasonably valuable. The metal's still reasonably valuable. Let's sell that off anyway.
Yes, sir.
Fuel. No, I'm gonna hold on to the fuel. I've got 98. I'd like more money because I want to spend it on stuff. I want to spend it on humanitarian aid. Propose peace with the neighbors that are going to accept it. Offer protection. 220, 172, 209. Yeah. Humanitarian aid is another way to practice diplomacy. You do it on the guys in the west.
Understood.
There we go, critical success. No shadow diplomat training yet. Or no shadow diplomat yet. Could do a proposal with the guys at the east. They're not going to say yes, but we can get the experience for doing it. Okay. Take out replenishment. Oh, well, no, I spent all the metal, so I'm going to wait until next turn to take replenishment. Okay. Cunning Moon's land is on round 12, and we have 2 decisions. Got another proposed piece back. Okay. We're going to need to influence them to get this to pass, so we will pay the influence and the word cost, and it is enacted. Natural Born Killer, we'll make him commando. Arming ourselves up to attack this guy, drive him back because we got him on 5 sides. There's our replenishment. Offer protection is now running 172 versus them, 190 versus them. Okay, so we could get more if we did some more forward aid. And again, this is in... If we had a Shadow Diplomat, this is in range of doable. Maybe not a smart thing to try doing, but something we could do. So this is also a map where we burn the forest. We light the forest on fire because there's a forest available. This is apparently a greener map than I was expecting. Although we are, I think we're at the equator. Yeah, we're probably at the greenest part of the map. This is a relatively temperate band in the middle. This map. And yeah, we're going to see the militia size double again. It's going to take a while for the militia to actually get big. We haven't hit voluntarism, although we got a 19% chance of hitting it. Got discipline. This was the mistake I made in the last one, is we rushed Interior Council so we could do efficiency drive. Never really had the political power to reliably be doing an efficiency drive, and it was definitely too slow of an opener. Well, we are actually seeing is our Virtue score going up or down? It might actually be trending up. Yeah, it's been trending up, yeah. Depressing kill loss ratio. Okay, so we're dragging it down because we're taking high casualties, but because they're depressed about the rate that they're losing casualties. And although that's being offset by growing hard, long-term casualties are high enough that we're getting virtue. Although they prefer it would be at better ratios. Oh, I suppose to train my Foreign Affairs Council, I should have done the offer piece on the Eastern people that aren't going to say yes. Just to force a roll for some XP gain. Round 13. We killed 200 infantry at the cost of 200 infantry, 20 motorized, and 10 tanks. So, bad exchange ratio. We have 2 decisions. Got a corporate discovery. Okay.
Roger that.
You offer technology. I would like to buy. What can I sell?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sell all the metal that we're not using to build stuff.
Understood.
University.
Roger that.
Power plant. Okay. Yeah, we roll 100 on this roll, we would technically be 10 short. Although if we got that Shadow Diplomat, which we could pull at any point, the Shadow Diplomat would give us, I think it's 40? It might be 50.
Understood.
And yeah, alright. Virtue is going up. Again, we're trying to dispel democracy, and we're not doing well enough to have our democracy be spoiled. Victory overview. We are not in last. We are tied for last. Doing that a little bit better than last game. Last game we were pretty solid in last the entire run. Round 14. We got 4 decisions. Got ourselves a Shadow Diplomat. Yeah, I should correct this. Yeah, we went to the Foreign Affairs Council. It appeared not to be as much of a timer as we were on the other one.
Roger that.
Understood.
On this planet, I'm gonna go with Power Plant
Roger that.
out of those two. We're still gonna focus mostly on Discovery. One to 1.5 isn't particularly good. That's real bad. And see if there's any places in the line where we got good odds. I think the answer is no, frankly, because we're dealing with Sentinels. There's little robots. The odd piece of robot in here. We need to get the robots to really attack us instead of us attacking the robots. Or we've got to have them attacking from multiple sides, which we don't have right now. I'm going to take a gamble. The gamble here is that we fail on the Shadow Diplomat.
Understood.
So we have, yeah, so it was plus 100, or plus 40. So we've got 100, so 72 up succeeds at the roll.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we'll take what we can. For protection, we're most likely gonna fail.
Understood.
Apparently, I have the when I claim I'm going to fail, I have better luck. I feel sometimes than when I'm claiming that we're going to succeed. Okay, so we have a subject. One subject. Greyshire is now safely within our domain. Because if another major declares on them, we get the town. And we'll continue throwing proposals of peace at these guys, even though they're gonna fail.
Understood.
Round 15. We have one decision. Got Warlust and Proposed Peace. Military Research Council. Oh, we got our Proposed Peace back. That's what's happened. Okay. Minor. Already got deal with you. 190 again. We needed to do a little more training. I think eventually we're gonna get enough recon on you. Although we'll send a spy up to get that recon quicker.
Roger that. Roger that.
Go. Yeah, next turn we're going to be getting our next council up. Hopefully we can discover the next generation equipment. And we're going through our political power a little bit quicker than we probably want if we want to be getting the law passed. Although I do want to get more militia laws passed. We got 2 of the 4 passed. We got the hardest of the 4 passed at the moment. Probably funding is the one we go for next. Okay, we have dropped into last, although with our subject, there's a decent possibility when we integrate the subject, we pop up into first. Or not pop up in score. Probably a couple steps. We're probably going to double if we integrate the subject. So, actually, yeah, that might get us to first. It's probably going to get us to second. Second the turn. We can push them just a little farther away from the capital. We can start trying to get some baseline economy going for research reasons. Round 16, we have 3 decisions. Director of the military pool. So we got a terrible and a terrible. Make sure the door stays closed.
Sir, yes, sir.
And let's see, focus to discovery here.
Yes, sir.
Do I try to pull another one on my another leader on my butt? No, we're not gonna pay 55 for a merc, even if I had enough. So it's gonna be one of those 2 terribles. Which terrible leader gets the job? We got 29 int, but you've got no skills in it. You have 20. You do have 1 in investigation, which is also pretty bad. We'll go 29 int.
Yes,
a little
sir.
better. We put all our good people in other jobs. That's kind of what's happening here. Unification. I don't think we're in a good... We don't have the industry, I think, to get the road going to where we need it to. For unification to work. Offer client state might be worth trying. No, it isn't right now. Offer protector on west. In the range if we had a shop with diplomat. We don't have a shop with diplomat right now. I don't have the money, or we do humanitarian aid. Now, what about proposed peace with you? That's plausible.
Understood.
Peace with another person. Good. Best good. Okay. And we can get you over here to help out. And I think this is where we're going to put the part break in. We're going to cycle the turn, and we're going to put a part break in here. Oh. The score leader is off even farther in the advance. I think they probably just took a city over. Okay, we'll be picking up next time in Cunning Moon's Land on round 17, as we attempt to make our Fist-Militia-led democracy spoiled. Because last time we definitely had it Fist and Militia-led, but we did not successfully spoil the democracy to get the fiats we wanted. I think if we can get out of last, we have a better chance of doing that. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we are effectively going to record 5 parts today, but part 3 and this part are going to overlap on the same day as far as YouTube is concerned. So we are going to record one more part. We're going to go a little bit extra long today. Although I started basically on time, so I'm not necessarily ending any earlier than I normally would. So until next time, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.